I feel like since it takes us pretty much at this point a month to create each music video, since it takes a really long time and there's a lot of steps that go into it, I figured that I'd give you guys some insight into what's going on so that anybody who's, an aspiring musician can kind of, learn from our process and, hopefully we can help some people out. So, yeah. So the first thing that happens in my process is that I write out the songs in musical notation using this program called Guitarpro. And it's a great way to write music if you are untalented like me and you can't play drums or any other instruments, but you just write it out. So here's a small example. So right here, this layer right here is the synth. So I'll play just the synth right now. Yeah, so that is one layer. And then here is an example of the drums. Yeah, and of course, there's guitars and other instruments. I'll just play that stuff at the same time. So, yeah, so that is kind of where I'm at right now. I'm currently, as you can see here, I've written the majority of the song, but I'm doing kind of the fine tuning. So I'm really stressing out about the structure of the song. So that's kind of where I'm at in terms of the writing. I've written a bunch of lyrics for this as well, not to give away the juice. So each song for Riffshop has been a little different in terms of process, but generally how I go about writing is that I first browse a topic, and I think of the topic of the song first, and this is actually the most important part of the entire process because, if you choose the wrong topic and no matter how much time you spend on it, it's just kind of fucked from the get-go. So that's why I like to, sometimes it takes me sometimes even like a week just to narrow down and focus on the right topic. So pretty much after I think about the topic, then I go into writing lyrics. And I always try to do a couple things, shed some insight into the culture or whatever it is that I'm talking about. In this case, it's hentai. And then make it funny and then also make it catchy. If I really rush it, then I could get it done in like 3 days, but that historically hasn't given me the best results. So I really try and spend probably a week to write. And same thing with the instrumentals. I mean, I could probably poop out a mediocre song in 3 days, but I'd much rather, spend a week and then make sure that the musicality, the instrumentation behind the songs is worth listening to. Because at the end of the day, although Riffshop has a lot of comedic content, we are musicians first and then content creators slash, comedians second. So it's really our craft, and eventually kind of what we think would be cool, assuming that there's enough demand, is that we'd actually like to kind of teach you guys more about what goes into songwriting, what goes into forming a band, because it's I don't know, if you're passionate about kind of metal music or just being in a band, I feel like there's not really too much of a resource. So if you guys are interested in that, just let us know in the comments below. But that's what we're trying to do. But yeah, so the next few videos are that we've got planned is that we're planning on doing an acoustic rendition of weeboo metal. Also, we are going to obviously put out that song about hentai, and I bought props for it, which, by the way, it was funded using Patreon money. So like I said before, if you contribute to our Patreon, you're helping us directly in terms of purchasing props and setup for each of these video shoots. And so far I purchased a anime blow-up doll, anime mask, and I've also purchased a mouse pad of an anime girl with her voluptuous tatas, so to speak. If you have a name for our blow-up doll that's soon to be part of the family, then leave a comment below. And yeah, so you know, we're going to be doing we're thinking about doing these videos more frequently just to give you guys A, more content, and B, insight into what we're trying to do. And hopefully we could help out, you know, some of you struggling musicians out there. So yeah, stay tuned for, you know, music videos in addition to behind the scenes about, you know, how we make these songs. So, all right, peace guys.